Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another tutorial using the Jaclyn Hill x Morphe palette. It's so fun to play around with. I have been absolutely obsessed with it. This is the only eyeshadow palette that I've been using since I received it in the mail, and so I came up with this look for you guys. It's a little bit different. I promised you that I would be playing with a little bit of color. This is the look that I came up with. It's so perfect for evenings, and I think it's still wearable even though it has some color. So I hope you guys like this makeup look. If you have this palette at home, go ahead and grab it and we can get ready together. That would be really fun. Before we get into this makeup tutorial, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber of mine, just hit the little bell so you'll be notified each time I upload. That way you won't miss out on videos. I upload 3 times a week, so you really won't want to miss out. So join the notification squad, hit the little bell, and join the family, you know what I mean? And with that being said, if you guys want to see how I got this makeup look, it's actually really super easy and wearable and really fun, and I'm kind of slightly obsessed with it. I'll probably be wearing this look a ton. But anyways, if you guys want to see how I got this makeup look, then just keep watching. Okay, so we're going to start with eyes. I'm going to be prepping with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I'm just going to go ahead and put that on a concealer brush and put it all over the eyelid to cancel out any redness, as well as to prime it for eyeshadows. This will ensure that they last a super long time. My eyelids are super dry right now. I'm trying out a new lotion for my acne and it's working, but it just dries out my skin like crazy, and so products are clinging to areas they don't normally, but hopefully I'll be able to figure that out sometime soon. I'm just going to go ahead and set that with some translucent powder just so we have a nice smooth surface for the shadows to blend on. Okay, so taking my Jaclyn Hill x Morphe palette, I'm going to be using this shade right here. This shade is called Silk Cream and it's a fabulous transition shade, so that's what we're going to use it for. I'm just going to go ahead and buff that through the crease and a little bit above. This will give us a nice start to our eyeshadow look. So next I'm going to go in with this shade right here. This is called Buns, and just with the same brush I'm going to focus that a little bit lower than where we put Silk Cream, just to really start to define this crease a little bit more. Next I'm going to use this shade right here called Central Park, and I'm just going to lightly be taking this and buffing it out on the outer third of the eye, blending it into the lash line and then also into the outer part of the crease, and then dragging it inward. Then I'm going to take that fluffy brush we used for the crease earlier and just make sure that everything is nice and blended. So now for the star of the show, I'm going to use this shade right here called 24/7. I love this shade. I think it might be my favorite shade from the palette. I find this shade applies best with your fingers, so I'm just going to take that and start to press it onto the lid. Do you see the glitter in that? It's so pretty. And you can just keep building it up until you get the intensity that you want. I'm going to make sure to get it really close to the lash line here too. I think this is just the coolest eyeshadow ever. And I'm just going to take that brush that we used with the darker shadow in the crease and just kind of blend that through. I'm just going to add a little bit more of that Central Park shade to the outer third of the eye to really give it some dimension on the outer part. Then I'm taking my brush with the shade Buns on it, running that through the crease again really lightly, just so that everything blends out really nicely. I'm not worrying too much about the edges over here because I will clean that up in a minute. So now I'm going to go into mascara. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara. This is amazing. I love it. And I'm just going to do about 2 coats on the top lashes. I have the waterproof version of this mascara, and then I just got this in the mail today from L'Oreal, and it's the normal formula, which I'm super excited about because I don't usually wear waterproof mascaras on a day-to-day basis, so this is something that I will be reaching for way more than the waterproof one. So thank you, L'Oreal. Perfect. So now I'm going to take a makeup wipe, and I'm just going to wipe the corners here. Make sure we clean up any fallout. And now let's move into face. So I already moisturized pretty well. For primer, I'm going to use my Dermalogica Hydro Blur Primer. I've really been liking this. I feel like it definitely does blur out your skin. It makes it look really nice. My hair is crazy today, guys. I'm really sorry. So for foundation, I'm pulling out my Even Steven foundation from the Balm. This is their whipped foundation. I did a review on this forever ago, and I haven't used it in a tutorial on my channel since that review, and I am so sorry because it's a fabulous foundation. So I'm just going to be dotting a little bit here. I think I'm going to blend it out with a sponge today, so I'm going to use my Aesthetica sponge to blend this out. I made sure to put a lot of moisturizer on because this foundation does tend to cling to dry areas, and since my skin is more dry than usual, I put a really good moisturizer on before the primer. Man, I have a lot of dry patches today. I don't think I would recommend this foundation to people with super dry skin. Normally, I don't have this dry of skin and it looks amazing. It still doesn't look bad, but you can definitely tell it's clinging to a lot more areas than usual. I'm just building up product where I want more coverage. For concealer, I'm going to go in with 2 shades of the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I'm going to go in with light and fair. Just going to put light on first, 2 little stripes, and then I'm going to mix fair in there. And this kind of creates my perfect under eye concealer shade. And of course, I'm going to be blending that out with my mini Aesthetica Beauty Sponge. Then I'm just going to take my Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder and go ahead and set the under eyes using this. I'm going to take what's left in the lid with my large powder brush from Sigma. I'm just going to dab this all over the skin to set the foundation. So moving back into the Jaclyn Hill palette, this is where the fun color comes in. I'm going to be mixing these 2 shades right here, mainly this cobalt blue shade, but I'll have a little bit of purple in there as well. I'm just going to take a really fine tipped brush. This is a Sigma Pencil E30 brush, going with the blue and a little purple. Tap off the extra, and I'm going to work this on the lower lash line. And just keep building that up and blending it out. And I'm pulling it back and blending it into the corner of the eye and kind of pulling it back towards where this shadow goes out so that it kind of connects into that as well. Does that make sense? Now I'm going to pop on some mascara to the bottom lashes. I'm just going to use that same exact L'Oreal mascara. Then in the waterline, I'm going to go ahead and use this ColourPop gel liner. This is in the shade Overboard. It's a really pretty bronze shade. I'm going to take that same brush that we used on the blue, and I'm just going to go into that transition shade. The very first shade we used, I believe it was called Silk Cream. I just want to pop this like right below the blue, just so that it blends out a little nicer into the under eye area. I'm going to use this shade right here to finish off the eyes. This is called Beam. It's such a gorgeous inner corner highlight shade, so I'm just going to use it for exactly that. Kind of work it into both the top shadows and the lower lash line eyeshadow, and this will really help complete the eye look. I'm also going to take what's left over and pop it on the brow bone here and here. Okay, so we're going to move back to the face. For bronzer, I'm going to go in with this new Lila B bronzer. This is their Be Sun-Kissed bronzer. It's a really heavy-duty porcelain packaging, which is really interesting. I got sent this in the mail today, and I swatched it, but I have not tried it on my face yet. So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to try this out today. I'm just going to use my normal bronzer brush, dip into this, and bronze up. I really like this bronzer. I feel like it's a nice buildable shade. I'm just going to take some to contour my nose slightly and under the lip. I think that bronzer looks really nice. It blended out nicely, and the shade works really, really well. I really like that. For blush, I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Brush. I always do that. For blush, I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Blush. There we go. In the shade Vintage Rouge. I'm just going to take that and apply it kind of towards the back of the cheeks. I feel like this matches the transition shade really nicely, or whatever shades are in my crease. Just kind of pulls the whole look together. For lips, I'm going to go into the new Dose of Colors Satin Lipstick. I just did a swatch video on this. I'll link it down below if you guys are interested. But I'm going to use the shade Brulee. I feel like because it's colorful and kind of bold on the eyes, I want to keep the lips really soft so that the eyes and the lips aren't competing with each other. So I'm going to pop this on. Now that I have this on, I think I want something more muted. So, one second. Okay, I've tried like 12 lipsticks. Let's try this one. This is the Lime Crime Lulu Liquid Lipstick. I feel like this one might be what I was thinking of. Let's see. That was it. This is it, folks. Oh my gosh, I like finished the look and realized something very important was missing. Highlighter, my friends. I'm going to use the Kylie Cosmetics highlighter in the shade salted caramel, caramel, and this puppy is going on the cheekbones. I want this to be a pretty glowy look, and this is the most beautiful golden highlighter, but it still works for my fair skin tone, which is actually pretty impressive. There we go, and now the look is complete. Hello. Down the center of the nose, cupid's bow, even though we have lipstick on, a little on the chin, and a little up here. And then to finish it up, I'm just going to spray my Skindinavia Bridal Setting Spray. So that completes this makeup look. I hope you guys liked it. I absolutely love how this turned out. I feel like it's so wearable but still really different. So it's something that I would absolutely actually wear in real life. The colors on the lower lash line are just amazing mixed together. So let me know if you like this video by giving it a thumbs up. Also give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more tutorials using the Jaclyn Hill x Morphe palette. I just think that it's such a versatile palette and there's so many different looks you can do with it. And I feel like a lot of people are going to own this palette. So I feel like it could be a fun series to do here on my channel so that you guys can take your palette at home and recreate some of these looks that I am creating for you guys. So with that being said, please make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye.